Solo Sikoa recently opened up like he never had before, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out what's going on with LA Knight and much more. Let's start things off with this story for Solo Sikoa. September 2023 will mark the one-year anniversary of Solo Sikoa's main roster debut. Solo first appeared on the main roster during the closing moments of the Clash at the Castle match between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. It was a very high-stakes match. A lot of fans felt like Drew McIntyre had a strong chance of winning it, especially with the fact that Roman had no one in his corner during that match. But Solo Sikoa would appear out of nowhere right as Drew McIntyre was about to dethrone Roman Reigns, and ultimately assisted Roman in defeating Drew McIntyre. Solo Sikoa walked out with Roman Reigns that night and has been on fire ever since. Not that many superstars get to make their main roster debut by directly affecting the outcome of a WWE World Championship match. So the fact that Solo was trusted and used in that sort of position alone, right from the start, tells us a lot. But Solo Sikoa really took off from there. It was revealed in the weeks after Solo's debut that it was actually the elders of the family who sent him over to further protect Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. And it was at that moment where Roman basically told Solo to forget about all the elders and how he only listens to Roman from now on. And that's been his role ever since. The enforcer for the Bloodline that gets used and presented as their biggest muscle. And like we saw over time, Roman Reigns moved away from turning to the Usos to handle his business and decided to give all the action to Solo Sikoa instead. Which once again shows that Roman trusted Solo Sikoa more than the Usos, and it really had been helping his presentation ever since. He's also been a man of very few words, but fans really like that aspect of Solo's character because since he speaks so rarely, it just makes you pay even more attention when he does decide to speak every so often. And in current day WWE, and like we discussed during the breakdown of Roman Reigns' trial, Solo appears to be getting a little tired and frustrated with Roman Reigns. And he's continuing to show more and more interest in possibly wanting to take over as the tribal chief, maybe one day in the not too distant future. But to everyone's surprise, Solo Sikoa recently took to his personal Facebook page to open up and break character about the big Bloodline tag team match at Money in the Bank and just how much it meant to him personally. Solo Sikoa had this to say about that Money in the Bank match and moment, quote, "Finally had some time to digest everything that happened last Saturday in London at Money in the Bank. This will be a moment I will always cherish and remember forever. To be in the ring with three of the very best in this business, and better thing is, we did it against each other as family. I learned from all three of them since I started on the main roster, and have taken every advice they had given me to be in this position. I have traveled the world with them and have main evented every pay-per-view with them, and last Saturday, we made history that night, and main evented against each other. So many emotions before and after, but I'm very thankful and happy I got to do it with my family. This was my WrestleMania moment I will never forget." End quote. So Solo Sikoa is nothing but appreciative for the spot he's been in ever since he debuted, and how Roman Reigns, along with the Usos, have all taken him under their wing. And obviously, he really enjoyed Money in the Bank because it was him main eventing a premium live event with those same exact family members that have been helping him over the last calendar year of his career. Solo even went as far as to call it his WrestleMania moment. And that's because despite all the major moments and events that the Bloodline story has brought him, Solo Sikoa still hasn't competed in an official WrestleMania match. Roman Reigns and the Usos competed in both main events for WrestleMania 39, but Solo Sikoa was the only odd man out that didn't have a match at WrestleMania 39. He didn't have a match, but he still had a very important role at WrestleMania 39 of spiking Cody Rhodes, and once again helping Roman Reigns retain and escape with the title. And getting back to Solo Sikoa's storyline, it'll be interesting if that's something he'll bring up when he eventually splits from Roman Reigns as well. Does he bring up the fact that he was the enforcer doing all the heavy lifting, but how he never really had the chance to hold a title or have a WrestleMania match? He was always forgotten about in that aspect. So is that something that Solo will turn around and talk about once he pulls away completely from the Bloodline? And like his name suggests, he's been doing everything solo and on his own his entire life. The backstory to his character was that since there was such a big age gap between him and his brothers, Solo mostly grew up alone, had to fend for himself, and became a dangerous street fighter all on his own. So once everything is done with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, a lot of fans expect Solo to return to those roots of fighting alone. A lot of fans think that Paul Heyman may even leave Roman's side to officially align himself with Solo Sikoa. If Roman continues to go off the rails, loses everything, and doesn't care to listen to anyone's advice, Paul Heyman may really just jump ship over to Solo Sikoa and work with him instead. That could make sense. Solo is a very aggressive and confrontational character, but he's cool, calm, and collected when he has to be. And he'll most likely take Paul Heyman's advice more into consideration than 2023 Roman Reigns would. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Solo Sikoa has had a great first year on the main roster and appears to have a very bright future ahead of himself in WWE. Despite losing at Money in the Bank, LA Knight continues to be the talk of the town in WWE. It was a big stat that was recently released that LA Knight was number 4 on the list of top WWE merchandise sellers for the month of June. And his merchandise only started getting released in late June as well, and he still cracked the top 5 for WWE merchandise sold in that month. LA Knight didn't make a televised appearance on the July 7th edition of SmackDown, but he did come out for a sort of pre-show segment on SmackDown that saw LA Knight clear the ring of Hit Row all by himself, and the crowd was going insane. WWE even recorded that pre-show segment and posted it online as a digital exclusive segment, and it did put up some crazy numbers that are right on par with the numbers that the Bloodline segments were putting up. So it's clear that WWE could have something special here on their hands with this momentum behind LA Knight. Only real question is, will they put it to use and take advantage of this movement behind him, or let it go to waste? Rumor is that LA Knight will have allegedly a big role and match at SummerSlam. It's also being reported that LA Knight will be turning babyface soon as well. That pre-show segment during the Madison Square Garden show did seem to support that idea because he did take out the heel faction of Hit Row after all. Fans are speculating that LA Knight's big match at SummerSlam could possibly be a United States Championship match against Austin Theory. Having LA Knight dethrone Austin Theory of his 200+ day title reign could be that big moment that's being rumored for him at SummerSlam. So that's another situation to closely monitor in the coming weeks. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.